Greetings, everyone. This is Voltgloss, continuing with Arkham Horror, the living card game, and we're going to return to playing Arkham Horror like it was 2017. My idea here, given all the discussion about current versus legacy environment coming up in the near-ish future, I thought it'd be interesting to go back in time and play Arkham like it was at the time each of the different boxes with achievements was released, using only the cards available at that time, and the taboo list as it was at that time. And where better to start than by returning to the return to the Night of the Zealot. Night of the Zealot, or rather the return box for Night of the Zealot, was the first product with achievements released in late 2017. The card pool existing at that time was obviously everything from Core, everything from Dunwich and Carcosa, the Forgotten Age Deluxe box, and the first blister pack Threads of Fate, but nothing past that point. The only side scenarios then available were Curse the Rougarou and Carnival of Horrors, the first two. And there were several other investigators available as from the novellas, as well as the Marie Lambeau promo. But for this, Return to the Night of the Zealot, I'm going to start off, these will all be true solo play, I'm going to start off with Will Yorick, since there is an achievement for defeating ghouls with a baseball bat, and that's what we're going to be attempting. Also, at the time Return to the Night of the Zealot was released, there was no taboo list. So for these achievements, we're going to be playing with no taboo. Yes, Double or Nothing might finally be seen one more time before we march forward into the brave new future. But not with this deck. Let's take a look at what we do have here. The main achievement that I'm going for with this run is to defeat 3 ghouls with the same baseball bat without its breaking. So, of course, we've got baseball bats, and we've got a Combat 4 investigator who can swing it. We've got multiple cards to help find the baseball bat, although in this limited card pool, that basically means 2 copies of Prepared for the Worst and 2 backpacks. Again, this is far from optimized for regular playing, but maybe, just maybe, possibly, perhaps optimized for finding a baseball bat and braining some ghouls with it. Well, Yorick, of course, comes with his own built-in ghouls in the form of his signature weakness. Maybe that will be relevant here. As to the rest of the deck, since we're playing true solo with a Intellect 2 Investigator, I've taken all the clue tech available to Will in his blue and red card pool. So 2 copies of Evidence, 2 copies of Scene of the Crime, 2 copies of On the Hunt to pull an enemy when I have evidence or Scene of the Crime in hand, 2 copies of Look What I Found, Guts, Overpower, Stunning Blow, Vicious Blow. 1 Stunning Blow is a backup and or tech for a big enemy I need to evade, like a certain Priest of the Ghoul Persuasion. And a couple of Flashlights and Knives, some standard Cherished Keepsake and Leather Coat Soak. Just 1 copy of Madame Labranche. Normally I wouldn't be running the backpacks, so I'd have more deck space, but as it is, and since we're likely going to get Lita Chandler, and if we get enough victory points, slam the Red Gloved Man to the deck after this scenario, I'm okay going into this with just 1 ally card. The side deck below is a smattering of potential upgrades. I'll decide on the fly, depending on how many victory points we actually get. I am hoping to run through the entire campaign in 1 sitting, so let's see how we do. The one other thing that I do need to do before truly getting started is to roll our signature weakness. These are all basic weakness, I should say. These are all the basic weaknesses in the card pool up to this point. So let's group them all up. Let's shuffle. Let's see what we get. We do have to look because it might be indebted. It's not. It's internal injury. Okay. Let's shuffle that into the deck. Let's grab our Will Yorick and let us spawn Return to the Gathering. Bong. As a refresher, achievements for Return to the Gathering, there are a few that could happen in this first scenario. The main one I'm after is Pinch Hitter. Defeat 3 ghoul enemies with a baseball bat without it breaking. I don't have anything to protect against pulling a skull token or an autofail in the baseball bat breaking, other than just pulling it out and trying again. I did consider doing this with Wendy Adams, who can also swing a baseball bat and has that sort of token manipulation protection. She also has Combat 1. And maybe more importantly, she can't run Prepared for the Worst to help find it. I guess she could run backpacks. We'll see how this goes. If the achievement doesn't work with Will Yorick, maybe I'll attempt it with Wendy. Who knows? But meanwhile, in the first scenario, if we can have Lita Chandler's reaction ability defeat the Ghoul Priest, that will be another achievement. Burning our house to the ground is an achievement. Getting the option to add Lita Chandler but deciding not to is an achievement, although I'm probably not going to do that for this scenario. So, with that in mind, let us shuffle our deck, and let's see what we get. Let's put this Internal Injury back. Let's put these Graveyard Ghouls back. Look what I found. Stunning Blow on the Hunt, Flashlight, Bury Them Deep. That's a whole lot of no baseball bat, and no tool to find a baseball bat. Since we have a specific goal here, I'm going to throw all of these back, since none of them accomplish the goal. This is still no baseball bat, but we do have Madame Lebranche. We have a Cherished Keeps. We've got all our soak. Madame Lebranche, Cherished Keepsake, a leather coat, the scene of the crime, and overpower. I mean, we'll make do. We will make do. All right. Return to the gathering. We have agenda. What's going on? Doom track of 3. It's late at night. You're holed up in your study, researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlor down the hall. And at the same time, you hear dirt churning as if something were digging beneath the floor. What could that be? Our first act card, Mysterious Gateway. This is different for the return box. If anyone watching this has never played Return to the Night of the Zealot, you're in for a much longer and more in-depth The Gathering scenario. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind a strange gateway to another part of your house. Must be a reason why this is happening. I need to spend 3 clues in the guest hall. Instead of just getting 3 clues in the study, we have access to the study, to this guest hall, this bathroom, and this bedroom. We start in the study, Aberrant Gateway, 3 shroud, 1 clue. I can spend 2 actions to draw 3 cards. And when an enemy attempts to spawn at a location not in play, so the attic or the cellar, instead of that draw whiffing, that location just gets put in play and this enemy spawns there. All right, well, let's see how we go. And frankly, I think how we go to begin with is getting all our soak up. So we'll play Madame Lebranche, health 2, sanity 2. I can exhaust her to draw a card if I have no cards, or gain a resource if I have no resources. Return to the Night of the Zealot has a lot of treacheries that just chunk cards out of your hand. So it is quite possible I'll get down to 0 cards at some point, and I'll be very happy for Madame Lebranche when that happens. But let's also, actually, let's think this through. Do I just play the leather coat and the Cherished Keepsake? Or do I spend 2 actions to draw 3 cards? Since I can... Nah, let's get all our soak up. Let's put the... No, I might get a backpack. You know what? Hold on. We're going to start things off by rewinding. We're going to draw 3 cards. Flashlight, look what I found. Stunning Blow. All right, well... No weapon, but stuff to get started with. All right, I am now going to play Madame Lebranche. And that's it. No enemies. We're going to upkeep into an evidence. We've got all kinds of stuff for advancing the game state, just no weapon. But let's see. Mythos, 1 of 3 Doom. Let's make sure this deck is shuffled. And we get... We're frozen in fear from the start of the game. Well, we're not going to move, fight, or evade this round, so okay. Passing the Willpower 3 test might be problematic. I do have a Willpower commit in the Cherished Keepsake, which does cover significantly more of the bag. Maybe I don't play that. Maybe I commit it. But as it is, let's get some stuff here. And I don't think I'm going to use the flashlight. I think rather... I am just going to slam down this scene of the crime. Play only as your first action, discover a clue at your location. Since this is Shroud 3, which is pretty challenging for Will Yorick. Alright, so we get that clue. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Cherished Keepsake. I'm going to commit it and then hopefully get it back after killing something. But I do need to kill something. So... I don't want to draw 3 cards again, though. That's just begging to discard. So I will play the leather coat with my second action. I don't really want to play the flashlight. I could use the flashlight to get the next 2 clues. Yeah, that's fine. I will play the flashlight, which brings me down to no resources. I'll use Madame Lebranche to get a resource. Now we test Frozen in Fear. I'll commit the Cherished Keepsake, so we're testing 4 against 3. -2 is a fail. Perfect start. We remain Frozen in Fear. No enemies. We upkeep into the baseball bat. All right, well. Doom track 2 of 3. And we get Chill from Below. Test Willpower 3. For each point you fail by, discard a card at random from your hand. For each card you can't discard, take a damage. Will this baseball bat get discarded? Well, I got no willpower commits, so -1, we fail by 1. This will is 3. We're going to discard evidence. All right. I am strongly tempted to draw 3 more cards, but I also know I really should advance the game state. I should use this flashlight while I have it in play, which means moving. So we'll spend 2 actions to move. We will reveal the guest hall. 1 shroud, no clues. We can't take draw actions here. And then we're going to move on to... Actually, let's do the bedroom first. 2 shroud, 1 clue. If you fail a skill test while investigating here, you discard a card at random from your hand. That's my whole turn. We attempt Frozen in Fear. We have no commits. 3 on 3. A skull is a 0 right now because... Oh, I didn't... Let's draw this to the playmat. And let's pop this here and make it bigger. Because a skull is -X, where X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location. Cultist is -1. If you fail, take a horror. Tablet's -2. If there's a ghoul at your location, take a damage. There are no elder things here. Point is, we pass. Goodbye, Frozen in Fear. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into some graveyard ghouls. Okay. Also, we are at 3, so the first agenda advances. We must either discard a card at random from the hand or take 2 horror. We're going to take 2 horror, and I'll put 1 on Madame Lebranche and 1 on Will Yorick. Agenda 2, a Doom track of 7, and we draw the Zealot Seal. 3 or 4 fewer cards in hand, take a damage and a horror. 4 or more cards in hand, test Willpower 2. If you fail, discard 2 cards at random. Well, all right, we're testing 3 on 2. -2 is a fail. We discard 2 cards at random. There goes the baseball bat. That's unfortunate.
Poo.
All right. So, well, great. Well, let's stun some ghouls. We're going to attack. We're going to commit Stunning Blow. So we're swinging 5 against 3. Tablet is -2. I take a damage because there's a ghoul at my location, which will put on Madame Lebranche, but I've done a damage to them, and with Stunning Blow, they are evaded. So we're going to leave them here. Now we're going to investigate using the flashlight, so we are testing 2 against 0. Skull is a pass. Do we get this clue? And then we are going to move. We'll leave our signature weakness behind. They'll catch up to us at some point. Yeah, well, we're going swimmingly. Enemies, they're exhausted. We upkeep into a second. Look what I found. These ghouls are ready. And we are at Doom Track 1 of 7. Obscuring Fog. Well, that's a whiff because there's no clues to be had in the guest hall. Good. All right. We're going to move to the bathroom. 1 shroud, 1 clue. If I reveal a symbol token here while investigating, I lose all my actions and end my turn. Which means perhaps do I draw a card and then investigate? so I don't lose that. I think that answer is yes. We will draw on the hunt. What was my weakness? Internal injury. Okay, and now we will investigate. We use a supply from our flashlight. We're testing 2 against 0. Elder Sign. I pass, I get the clue, and I can return a card from my discard pile to my hand. Like maybe a baseball bat? Like maybe the baseball bat. All right, good. Get this clue. Okay. Enemies. My graveyard ghouls shuffle up to here. And we upkeep into. Prepared for the worst. Well, I mean, we've got our baseball bat now. Hopefully we'll get a chance to play it before the encounter deck chunks it away. Doom track 2 of 7. The Corpse Hungry Ghoul. Fight 4, health 3 of 8-3. Hunter. Victory 1 spawns in the bedroom. This is one of the new victory point ghouls. There's one for the bedroom. I think I started there. And there's one for the bathroom. Okay. Now we get to do what we came here to do. We're going to spend 2 resources to play the baseball bat. I'll discard the flashlight. Now, if I move in and brain some ghouls, this guy will move in and hit me, and he does a walloping 2 damage into horror. Do I have anything? Let's see. After I defeat, I could get the cherished keepsake out. Yeah, that's fine. I am fairly sure that the timing for Will's weakness, even though with the ghouls engaged, cards can't leave your discard pile. Once they're defeated, they're no longer engaged with you. And since Will Yorick's, after you defeat an enemy, his play-in asset from your discard pile happens after you defeat an enemy, I think they're already gone. So you can kill the graveyard ghouls and get something, play something from his discard. So we're going to do exactly that. Actually, I'll be able to avoid this guy for reasons that will soon be apparent. So we're going to move back into the guest hall. Our graveyard ghouls engage. We're going to attack with the baseball bat. We're swinging 6 against 3. -4 is a fail. Okay, so, but now at least it doesn't break. Now, however, we're not going to get jumped by everything because we have 3 clues, and I'm going to spend them to advance. Put into play the hole-in-the-wall location, and then an investigator in the guest hall, that's me, immediately moves there. Then I test willpower 4, and I discard a card for each, random card for each point I fail by. Point is, we're going to be 1 more location away from this corpse-hungry ghoul, so we're not going to get absolutely bodied, at least not yet. Hole in the wall spawns here. We move there. We reveal it. 1 shroud, no clues. Put the attic, cellar, and parlor into play. With return, there's 2 versions of the attic and 2 versions of the cellar. Let's shuffle them randomly and get 1 each. Move these out of here. And let's get the parlor. And while we're at it, let's get a certain zealot and a certain ghoul priest. And a certain couple of other locations that might be relevant. And let's put them all over, yonder way. The parlor. Okay. So the others of these we may need later. But now let's do that willpower 4 test and see how many of these cards we lose. The answer is 2. So discard 2 at random. No, the answer is 3. 3 against 4. So discard 3 at random, which is most of my hand. 1, 2, 3. We kept it on the hunt. Okay. Now the enemy phase. Our graveyard ghouls hit us for a damage and a horror. We will put a damage on the leather coat and a horror here. The corpse hungry ghoul moves up to here, but can't quite catch us, at least not yet. We upkeep into a vicious blow. That's good. That will, if I hit, defeat this in 1 shot. So that'll be nice, as long as I keep it. Mythos, we are at 3 of 7 do. The flesh eater that spawns in the attic. Fight 4, health 4, evade 1. So that's a toughie. But we will, we'll deal with it. Okay. All right, so let's think this through. What do I have in my discard that I can play upon defeating this The cherished keepsake, mainly. So we're going to attempt what we attempted before. Baseball bat, 6 on 3. Our baseball bat breaks because, of course, welcome to Arkham. But I did still defeat the graveyard ghouls. The way the timing works, unfortunately, I can't play the baseball bat that just broke because it doesn't break until after the attack fully resolves. But I can use Will Yorick's reaction to at least play that cherished keepsake for free. Where did it go? Unless I want the flashlight. Do I want the flashlight to try to go get clues in the basement? That's a tough question. Since right now I have no tech for dealing with the basement, and I also have no, I have no weapon. And the other guy is coming up on me. No, I'm concerned. I will play the cherished keepsake. I am concerned about horror otherwise. We need cards. I'm gonna draw a card. Another on the hunt. That is not what I need. I'm gonna move into the cellar. 2 shroud, 1 clue. This is the return version. After putting into play, put the deep below your house location into play. I'll put it over here. Easier to see. All right. That connects to the cellar. All right, well, nobody said it was going to be easy. Enemies. The Flesh Eater does not move. This guy does move. I would really like a weapon. Am I going to get one? We're going to upkeep into evidence. The evidence is we're hosed. Doom track 4 out of 7. A Grave Eater. The return version of the regular ghoul minion. Fight 2, health 2 of 8-2. After it attacks you, discard a card at random from your hand. Well, I can defeat it and then use Will Yorick's reaction to get the baseball bat into play. So I think that's what we're going to do. The question is, do I use Vicious Blow on this? If I do, then I don't have it for this guy. I'm thinking of punching this guy twice to get my baseball bat back. Moving here. Although I think when I move there, I'm going to spawn some rats, if I remember correctly how this works. I could just brace for impact. Or I could Vicious Blow this guy, move in, kill a rat. Now, you know what? I am, let's see, 4 on 2. What's our bag look like? 4, 6, 7. No, I'm going to use the tempo that I already have. I'm going to attack. We're going to commit the Vicious Blow. So we're swinging 5 against 2 for this ghoul minion. -2 is a pass. He is defeated. I will use my reaction ability to play the, where did it go? The baseball bat. +2. Okay. Now we're going to move into deep below your house. 4 shroud, 1 clue. Ghoul Pits, victory 1. Test agility 3. For each point you fail by, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Swarm of Rats and draw it, shove the encounter deck. I'm going to get bit by rats, but if I kill one this round, I'll be able to play evidence to get this clue and this victory point. So we're testing 3 against 4. How many will I fail by? 2. So I get 2 swarms of rats from the encounter deck. 1, a 2. We shuffle that up. Okay. And now we're go. I don't know what that was all about. We're going to attack. Do I use my baseball bat or do I just punch? I think I just punch. I don't want to risk it breaking. So we're going to punch 4 against 1. Cultist is -1 if you fail. Take a horror. I did not fail. We defeat these rats. I spend a resource to play evidence. The evidence shows that there are rats in my basement. I get a clue and a victory point. Okay, enemies. Rats attack, 1 damage. That'll defeat my leather coat, which is fine. Corpse-hungry ghoul moves into the cellar. Upkeep into a knife. Okay. Mythos. 5 of 7 doom. Rotting remains. Willpower 3. For each point you fail by, take a horror. We're testing 3 on 3. We pass. +1. Okay. I am strongly considering moving here, rats hit me, and attacking this corpse-hungry ghoul twice, since that means I take 2 damage total from the rats, as opposed to 2 damage and 2 horror from this corpse-hungry ghoul. We'll be swinging 6 against 4. That does cover most of the bag. Do I commit the knife? No, probably not. Do I commit? No, we're just we're gonna go for this. Okay. So, we move back into the cellar. The corpse-hungry ghoul engages. We're going to attack with the baseball bat. 6 on 4. 0's a pass. That's 2 damage. We're going to attack with the baseball bat. 6 on 4. -4 is a fail. He does not retaliate. All right, well, I'm going to get hit, but it is what it is. Enemy phase. Rats do a damage. Corpse-hungry ghoul does 2 damage and 2 horror. Well, the 2 horror defeats the cherished keepsake. So I take 3 more damage. I guess I'll just put it all on Yorick at the moment. All right. Upkeep into a scene of the crime. The crime is we're getting annihilated. Mythos. We're at 6 of 7 doom. The icy ghoul, which spawns here in the cellar. All right. Well, I mean, here we go. Skulls are -2. So, well, let's attack. Let's see how it goes. I really do want to get rid of this corpse-hungry ghoul. So, 6 on 4. And I am going to... I'm going to commit one of these on... No, it's not... Yeah, no. I'm at the break point. Stick to it. 6 on 4. Should have committed it. That is... I should have committed it. Again, 6 on 4. Finally. All right. This guy's defeated. We can use our reaction to play... the leather coat, since we're about to get hit. And maybe we... Yes, I'll play the leather coat. And I'm going to... Oh, also I'm going to put an offering on my baseball bat to show that this baseball bat has killed a ghoul. I think we kill the rats. Since it's a fight we can... It's a thing we can do. Yeah, okay. We'll attack the rats. We're just going to punch 4 on 1. That's a pass. They're defeated. Okay. And that was my last action. All right, enemies. This Icy Ghoul hits for 2 and 1. There goes my leather coat and another horror on myself. Upkeep. We upkeep into an emergency cache. Mythos. We hit the doom track of 7. Shove the encounter discard pile in the encounter deck. Discard cards on the top until the ghoul is discarded and I draw it. Man, just can't catch a break ghoul-wise. Let's shuffle this in. What do we get? No. Yes. Ugh, the Acolyte of Amordoth. Fight 3, health 3, evade 2. All right. Well, we were trying to fight ghouls, and we're going to see if we can fight ghouls. The third agenda, doom track of 10. At the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves once towards the parlor. And at the end of the round, place 1 doom on this agenda for each ghoul enemy in the hallway or parlor. And now we draw an encounter card. Children below, willpower 3. For each point you fail by, discard a card at random from your hand. Test 3 on 3. Tablets -2. Since there's a ghoul here, I take a damage. And I discard 2 cards at random. 1, 2. Knife and scene of the crime. That's unfortunate. I yeah, this is not going well. Well, if we can get... All right, well, let's keep at it. I'm going to fight this Icy Ghoul. 6 on 3. Hold this -1. If you fail, take a horror. Did not fail. We did 2 damage. We're going to attack again. 6 on 3. -1 is a pass. This guy's defeated. We get a second offering on our baseball bat. And we will use our reaction ability to play... What does this guy do? Damage and 2 horror. We're going to play the Cherished Keepsake. Where is it? There it is. And we're going to attack this guy. Again with the baseball bat. 6 on 3. -1 is a pass. 2 damage. All right. Enemy phase. This guy hits me for 1 and 1. And he's going to defeat Madame Lebranche. And at the end of the enemy phase, the ghoul in the attic comes down to the hallway, which means there's going to be an extra doom placed at the end of the round, unfortunately. We upkeep into our internal injury. Great. 1 direct damage, even. All right, well, Mythos. Well, we got 1 extra from the ghoul in the hallway, so we're at 2 of 10. Rotting Remains, test willpower 3, so 3 on 3. -1 is a fail. We take 1 horror, which will go in the Cherished Keepsake. We're going to fight this guy. We're testing 6 against 3. 0. He's defeated. At the very least, we've gotten our achievement of defeating 3 ghouls with the same baseball bat without it breaking. Will we be able to survive this scenario? Hard to say, but we are going to use Will Yorick's reaction ability to play the leather coat. Where is it? Actually, no. We're going to use it to play Madame Lebranche. Right? Any asset. There we go. I am thinking of moving and then moving into the attic, dragging the Flesh Eater with me to stop the doom. Damage and 2 horror. But then it'll do another damage to horror. No, maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe I move and attack. Yes, it'll hit me on the enemy phase. And there'll be 1 extra doom. But I still need to get 2 clues up in the attic. Maybe I can? We're going to see. But I can't let it get to the parlor. As long as it's engaged with me, it won't get to the parlor. So, Flesh Eater. So we're attacking with the baseball bat. 6 against 4. Cultist -1. If you fail, take a horror. We did not fail, so we do 2 damage. End of my turn, I take a direct damage from the internal injury. Enemy phase, this does 1 damage and 2 horror, so we're going to do 1 to the cherished keepsake and defeat it, 1 on Madame Lebranche damage, and 1 horror on Madame Lebranche. We upkeep into a prepared for the worst. Were we? Were we really? I'm not sure about that. Extra doom from a ghoul in the hallway. Now we're at 4 of 10 doom. Crypt Chill. Test willpower 4. You failed, choose and discard an asset you control. Probably Madame Lebranche. Yeah, we're testing 3 on 4. That's a fail. Goodbye, Madame Lebranche. We're down to our baseball bat. Let's see if we can't kill this thing. 6 on 4. Six on 4. 0 is a pass. All right. Well, we've defeated 3 victory point ghouls for that. And we will use our survivor reaction to play Madame Lebranche. And I think I have to spend 2 actions to get rid of the internal injury. We've stabilized, but we have precious little time to get 2 more clues. Defeating the Ghoul Priest, probably not on the cards. But if I can at least advance the agenda, then I can get out of here alive when... not the agenda. The act, when the doom ticks over. No enemies. We upkeep into Madame Lebranche. I guess I hadn't updated the deck to include the backpacks, because this is a version that has 2 Madame Lebranches. Probably an earlier version of the deck. Whatever. We'll, we are making do. Mythos. We're at 5 of 10 doom. The Zealot Seal. So I test willpower 2. We're testing 3 against 2. -4 is a fail. We discard 2 cards at random from our hand. 1, 2. All right. Yes, so let's move up to the attic. Is the original version 1 shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. After you enter, take a horror, which Madame Lebranche will do. I think I just investigate and commit these on the hunts, and yeah. So I'm going to investigate. We're going to commit 1 on the hunt, so we're testing 3 against 1. Cultist is -1. That's a pass. We get a clue. I'm going to investigate again. I'm going to commit. Probably doesn't matter that much. I'll commit this prepared for the worst, so that I am... again, 3 against 1. I could commit them both and use Madame Lebranche to draw a card. That's maybe not a bad idea. Yeah, I'm going to commit them both. And then we'll draw a card with Madame Lebranche. So we're testing now 4 against 1. We're going to auto-fail that, because this is Arkham Horror, the card game, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. We're going to use Madame Lebranche to draw a card, which is a Guts. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into a Vicious Blow. Mythos, we're at 6 of 10 doom. We draw Chill from below. Test willpower 3. I will commit Guts to this, so we're testing 5 against 3. -1 is a pass. So we pass that, and we draw a card, which is my other baseball bat. We're just going to slam investigates at this. So we're testing 2 against 1. -1 is a pass. We get a clue. We move to the hallway. Against all odds, we are going to at least have our life intact. And then we're going to draw a card, because we advance at the end of the round. Bury them deep. I forgot this was a thing. All right. Well, let's see. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into an overpower. Now, we spend our clues at the end of the round. So, we reveal the parlor, we put Lita Chantler there, we spawn the Ghoul Priest with us. Parlor, 2 Shroud, no clues. You can resign here, spending an action. You can spend an action in Parlay Book 4. Succeed, take control of Lita Chantler. Ghoul Priest engages with us. Now, unfortunately, because this extra doom happens at the end of the round, and the act flipped when the round ends. I think that was exactly what it said. Where's the card? Here we go. That's the wrong one, because why wouldn't it be? When the round ends. So that happens first. So unfortunately, we get an extra doom. And now we get the regular doom. So we're at 8 of 10. So we have 1 round, which is probably going to be moving and resigning. But let's see what Mythos card we get. We get Ancient Evils. Just to rub it in, we're at 9 of 10 doom. We could try to kill this. I can't get Lita Chantler, but 2 hits with Vicious Blow, bury it deep to get an extra victory. Fight 4, health 5, evade 4, hunter, and retaliate. We're going to go for it. We're going to attack. We're going to start by committing this overpower. So with the baseball bat, we're testing 8 against 4. Now, I'm not going to be able to get the defeated with Lita Chantler to score the killing blow. That will be some other playthrough. But here, let's kill this thing. Hopefully. 8 on 4. -1 is a pass that does 2 damage, and I draw a card, which is my cherished keepsake. We're going to attack again, and for this, we're going to commit the Vicious Blow, and we'll commit this other baseball bat. So once again, we are testing 8 on 4, and we'll do 3 damage if we hit. And we finish with an Elder Sign, in classic Arkham fashion. So I can return a card from my discard pile. It doesn't really matter. Let's, just to rub it in, we're going to make it, where's our other baseball bat? Where's the other baseball bat? Didn't I see it? Oh, I've committed it to this. We've here, Madame Lebranche's twin sister, Madame Lebranche. But the point is, we did 3 damage. So the Ghoul Priest is defeated. And we can play Bury Them. Oh, it doesn't work because he's elite. Oh well. No deep burying here. But he's still defeated. And we advance the act. So, defending the home, I must decide. Never much of a home, burn it down, resolution 1, or this help it is my home, no way are we burning it. So, there is an achievement in the second scenario for spending 3 rounds in your house. Of course, in order to do that, I need to not burn down my house. I think we're going to do that. For this one, we're going to keep the house intact. So we're going to do this help it is my home, no way are we burning it, resolution 2. Because Lita Chantler was no help. Okay, so. Resolution 2. Your house is still standing. I get an extra experience. I earn experience equal to the victory value of every card in the display, plus an extra 2. So I get the victory plus 3. Where is my... Nope. I could have sworn I had a camera for this, but anyway. So we had 7 total in the victory display. Plus 3 is 10 points. Okay, that's not bad. Let's record this, and then we'll move right on into Midnight Masks. Gathering. And we got the achievement. Defeat through pinch hitter. We're going to record these here. We got any other? No. We'll burn our house to the ground in another playthrough. That's fine. Your house is still standing. All right. Then we will move on to Return to the Midnight Masks. Let's do some quick cleanup here. We don't get Lita Chandler, but we do have 10 points worth to spend. Guy remains dead. Here. Right? I think I just trashed that all, but that's fine. Call this place Midnight Masks. And what am I going to upgrade? Strongly tempted to take 2 copies of the Red Glove Man, but there are some other things. Well, let's think this through. There's an achievement for staying in your house for 3 rounds. That's part of what we are doing. There's also an achievement for accomplishing each of the once per game activities within the town. Will I have the capacity to do both? Unlikely, but one of the locations in town requires, one of the possible locations is the police station where you can refill something that has supplies or ammo. To activate that, you need something that has supplies or ammo. Flashlight uses supplies. I don't have a gun. I think maybe I upgrade my 2 knives into the level 2 45 automatics, which is basically spending 4 for 4 thrown knives. That'll be 4 points. Then 5 for the Red Glove Man, who was never there. And then, frankly, I think I'm going to keep a point, because everything else that I would want for the final scenario costs 2 or 3. So yes, that's what we're going to do. Again, we're focusing on achievements, so let's spawn those. The 45 automatic, the level 2 version, get 2 copies. And the Red Gloved Man, let's get 1. And we're going to, what are we going to take out? I could leave the knives. Yeah, so I guess this is the version of the deck that didn't have backpacks. What did it have? It had 2 stunning blows. Well, you know what? That's fine. Wow, are the offerings still on the baseball bat? That's pretty funny. Hello? No tokens found? What? What has happened here? Let me get my other baseball bat out and clone. You know what? We're gonna leave those on there. Somehow they become a permanent part of the card. I don't know how that happens. Oh, there they go. All right, it's fine. What are we throwing out? Do we take out the 2 knives? Or do we keep them as further weapons? I could... Yeah, let's take out... You know what we're going to do? We're going to take out the Prepared for the Worst, since I no longer need a specific weapon. But the knives could still be handy if I happen to get one. So we're going to take out both copies of Prepared for the Worst. If I can find them. There we go. And for 1 copy of the Red Gloved Man, do we take out a Madame Lebranche? Do we keep a Madame Lebranche? I do want to keep the On the Hunts. Let's take out... Yeah, I'm going to take out 1 Madame Lebranche. Okay. Sounds good. I don't know what these think they're doing. Remove these ammos. Get rid of these. We've spent 9 of our points, and now we roll on into the Midnight Masks. So, intro 2. In the wake of the disaster at your home. Right. She still talks to us, even though... right. Even though we didn't take her. So, 1 player in the game. We don't spawn any enemies. With the return to, there are every location except the hospital and the graveyard and our house has a second version that can exist in return. So let's click the handy dandy setup. Now it's all randomized. We start at our house. Let's shuffle this up. This also gives us our 5 cultist deck. Return adds 3 more. So what will we have? I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know what's happening here. There we go. Let's draw this to our player mat. Get rid of this one. Put this one here. Technically difficult. Okay. Skulls minus X, where X is the highest number of doom on a cultist in play. Cultist is -2. Put a doom on the nearest cultist enemy, even if you pass. Tablet is -3. If you fail, drop a clue in your location. We don't have any trauma, so let's heal ourselves up. 5 resources. Opening hand. Knife, vicious blow, gut, stunning blow, overpowered. It's a whole bunch of skills and nothing else except a knife. We keep that as a backup in case we get nothing else. I mean, we are going to spend our first 3 turns at our house, so it might be a whole bunch of drawing. Yeah, just in case. No, you know what? No, we're going to dump all of these back since we're going to spend our first 3 rounds just hanging at our house, hoping that do we have to, that we don't. Okay. 45 automatic, leather coat, baseball bat, evidence, and guts. Okay. All right, here we go. Again, we're going for achievements. Not likely to... What is happening here? Why is there a 2? Does it think we're... No. I have no explanation for that. There's only 1 clue here at our house. I don't know what's happening. 2 shroud, 1 clue. The gold priest would spawn here, but it's dead. I can spend an action to draw a card and gain a resource. Limit once per turn. Which we might be doing, since we're going to spend 3 rounds here. Alright, let's play some cards. We're going to spend 4 to play this 45 automatic. Then we're going to use our house to draw a card and get a resource. Second baseball bat. And then we're going to play our leather coat. Alright. There are no enemies on the board. We upkeep into a flashlight. Mythos. Let's shuffle this up. We are at 1 of 6 doom. I can spend an action to resign anytime. With 2 clues, I can spend an action to draw the top card of the cultist deck. 1 of 6. Hunting Shadow. Spend a clue or take 2 damage. Goodbye, leather coat. All right. Well, let's use our house to get a resource and draw a card. Overpower. Let's spend 2 to play our flashlight. And then let's investigate using it. So we are testing 2 against 0. 0 is a pass, we get a clue. No enemies, we upkeep into a look what I found. Mythos, we're at 2 of 6 doom. On Wings of Darkness, oh no! If I fail this, I don't get the achievement. I'm gonna fail this because I have no foot commits. That's funny. Oh well. We'll do it another time. Maybe we'll try to do the Tour of Arkham instead. 2 against 4. Hey, I might pull the Elder Sign. It's a possibility. 2 on 4? Come on. Cultist. Place a doom on the nearest cultist. Well, there is none. But I take a damage in a horror and I move to a central location. Oh well, womp womp. Which moves me to Rivertown. Fine. 1 shroud, 1 clue. So, well, I will work instead on the Tour of Arkham. The graveyard will not have a once a game ability. The hospital will. Everywhere else might or might not. So what I'm thinking is, let's investigate. We'll use the flashlight. We're testing 2 against 0. That is a pass. We get a clue. Will I spend them? I can spend them to spawn a cultist. Or I can hang on to them. The reason to hang on to them is that there is an encounter card in the return that either hurts you if you have 2 or more clues, but if you don't, then it adds a doom. So maybe I hang on to those clues. On the other hand, there's false lead, which makes you drop clues. Let's... No, it's probably better. Probably better to spend clues. Yeah. That'd be... Well... Nah, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Circle back to the graveyard maybe last. At East Town. Yeah. Let's shuffle over to East Town. What do we got? 4 Shroud, 2 clues. Victory 1. This is one of the once a game things. Add 2 supply or 2 ammo tokens to an asset you control. Now, I can do that, and I will want to do that, but I also have a look what I found. So, do I investigate with the flashlight, testing 2 on 2, with a hope of look what I founding? Or do I load up my gun? If I investigate with the flashlight and commit look what I found, then I'm testing 4 on 2. I might get an enemy. We're going to use the ability, and we're going to add 2 bullet. Or do we add 2 to the flashlight, actually? Nah, you know what? I'm going to add 2 to the flashlight. Fine. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. Into Madame Lebranche. Mythos, 3 of 6. The Corpse Taker, farthest empty location. This is the Wizard of the Order variant. Gets Doom at the end of the Mythos phase. And it keeps moving towards here at Rivertown at the end of the enemy phase. And if it gets there and stays there around, all of its Doom goes to the agenda. So farthest empty location is probably the hospital. 1 and 1. These are all 2. Yeah, starts at the hospital. All right. Let's intercept it. 4 fight, 3 health, 3 evade. We're at 3. So we're at 4 of 6 Doom. Next round, we'll get to 5, and then it'll get a 6th. I would need to kill it next round for the agenda to not tick over. That means going back to Rivertown, probably. Let's see if I can't get these clues. We're going to investigate with the flashlight. We're testing 2 against 2. Skull is -1. This is a cultist, yeah? It is. Skull's -1, which is what we want. We fail by 1, so I'll spend 2 resources to play Look What I Found and get both clues. As victory point. Okay. Now I should spend them to spawn a cultist. But not here. I should move first. I don't think any will spawn in Rivertown. Because I need to kill this first. So we're going to move back to Rivertown. And then we're going to spend 2 clues, and we're going to draw the top cultist. It is Ruth Turner in St. Mary's Hospital. If I can get Stunning Blow, that is an answer for her. Okay. Enemies. This guy moves at the end of the enemy phase. Doesn't matter where I send him. Let's send him, I think, the south side. Okay. All right. We upkeep into a scene of the crime. Mythos. So we are now at 5 of 6 doom. Mythos card is a Disciple of the Devourer. I either put a doom on it or put a clue on it. Farthest empty location. Well, from me, farthest empty, these are all 1. These are all 2. So I could put it at the hospital, north side, or downtown. To not advance the agenda early, I'll need to let it take one of my clues. Which I can do. Am I headed for the hospital next? I guess I could just shoot her to death. Yeah, it only does a damage. We're going to put this guy at the hospital, and he's going to take one of our clues. Drops on the location. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move, and we're going to try to kill this corpse taker. Oh, and also the corpse taker gets a second doom. All right. We're going to move down to south side. Guy engages us. Also, I'm going to mark that I did the once a game thing at East Town with a resource. South side, 3 shroud, 1 clue. You can spend an action to draw 3 cards. Limit once per game. Okay. All right, let's try to shoot this guy. Too bad I don't have Vicious Blow. 6 against 4. Skulls -2. I think I might overpower. No, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit a baseball bat. So 7 against 4. -1 is a pass. That does 2 damage. Do I have anything in here I could play? The leather coat. All right, we're going to shoot again. 7 against 4. And I'm going to, again, commit a baseball bat to make that 7 against 4. Mainly because... No. Yes? No. For this one, I'll do the overpower. 8 against 4. -2 is a pass. This guy is defeated. I guess I should have just punched him. Nah. No, more important that I kill the guy. It's fine to use the bullet. But anyway, defeated. I draw a card because of overpower, which is the red-gloved man, who was never there. Okay. And... I might as well evidence. Get a clue. Okay. The enemies don't do anything. We upkeep into second 45 automatic. Mythos. We are at 5 of 6 doom. On Wings of Darkness, we're going back to the center. I mean, do I commit this? It's not going to make a difference. 3 on 4? Well, I mean, it might. Skull's 0 right now. Oh, and I meant to use his reaction last round. I talked about doing it to play the leather coat. rewinding that a little bit. I could commit this. There will be 2 clues here. Punch this guy. Shoot her a couple times. Play the other automatic. I am going to commit this second automatic. I can play it after killing something. So that's 4 against 4. Because the skull will be a pass. 0, we pass. All right. What am I doing? I could move in. I had 3 resources. Not enough to play replacement gun yet. I could move in. I could punch this man. I could shoot her. Then I'll have 4. I could shoot her again next round. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Oh. The once per game. Am I trying this? I mean, maybe. But after this round, the big one's going to spawn. Maybe I shouldn't have committed that. You know what? We're going to draw 3 cards. We're going to use this. What do we get? Nope. What do we get? Burn Deep, Vicious Blow, Cherished Keepsake. Okay. All right. Two, 4. I think I wait here to deal with the big guy first. I could spend 2 clues and spawn a person. But it might be the person who spawns here. Let's Cherished Keepsake. Guts. A little tricky. All right, so we're going to play move in, shoot this guy. Do I have anything else? No. All right. We're going to spend... We're going to spend these clues. What do we get? Herman Collins in the graveyard. Okay. Discard a bunch of cards to parlay him. Fine. And then we are going to play the Cherished Keepsake. We're waiting for the big guy. The enemies hang out. We upkeep into a knife. What have I got there? Mythos. This advances. What do we have? We have the Masked Hunter. Okay. 4 fight, 6 health, evade 2. Can't discover or spend clues. Doom track of 8. What's our Mythos card? A Disciple of the Devourer. He takes a clue and gets a Doom. That's all right. I don't have a clue for him to get. Spawns at the farthest location, so these are all 1. These are 2. He must spawn at downtown. Okay, fine. Let's try to kill this guy. So I can shoot him, and then I could vicious blow him. I think that's the play. All right, let's shoot him. We're testing 6 against 4. Skulls are -1. Can we get up to the 3s? We got a baseball bat commit. We got a knife commit. We got a scene of the crime. The vicious blow, we're going to be up to 4, 5. Can I get up to 6? Maybe I do the vicious blow attack first. Six on 4. I can make a 7. I commit both of these. It's a 6. I could commit the red glove man with the idea of playing him after I've killed something else. I'm gonna commit this baseball bat. So I'm shooting 7 against 4. Good thing I did that. Tablets -3. We did 2 damage. We're gonna shoot him again. 6 on 4. And for this one, I am going to leave it. Yeah, we're going to leave it 6 on 4 for this one. 0's a pass. We do another 2 damage. And now we're going to attack. We're going to commit vicious blow. We're going to commit the knife. We're going to commit the red gloved man. We are swinging 7 against 4 to beat this guy into the ground. Elder Sign. So he's defeated. I will use my reaction to play replacement gun. Which then discards the old one. And the card that I bring from my discard maybe look what I found. Yes, I'll bring back the look what I found. Okay. All right, well, there we go. Took the whole turn, but at least we got one. Okay. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep into a guts. I can't use bury them deep because he's elite. We've been over this. Mythos, we're 1 of 8. 2 of 8, actually, because the doom on the cultist. Mask of a Mordoth. Attach the farthest cultist enemy, put a doom on them. That enemy gets +2 health. If not unique, gains aloof. If unique, gains retaliate. Who's farthest? I think, unfortunately, it is this guy, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, so he's going to be that much tougher to deal with. Aloof, 3 health. Okay. All right. Time to start working our way around. I would love to have Stunning Blow for her, but it hasn't happened. 3 of 8. Yeah. Let's go to St. Mary's. 2 Shroud, 2 Clues, because that one guy stole one. And I can spend an action to heal 3 damage, limit once per game. And both of these, engage with me. 3 fight, 1 health, does a damage. Ruth is 2 fight, 4 health, does a damage. If I were able to evade her, that would add her to the victory display. But, no. I don't have commits for that. So, let's try to shoot her. Yeah, I don't have enough resources to play anything. Yeah, let's try to shoot Ruth. So we are testing 6 against 2. -3 is a pass. That's 2 damage. And we're going to shoot her again. 6 on 2. Skull is a -2 now. But we still pass. She is defeated. All right. That's 2. Enemies. This guy hits me for 1 damage, which will go on my leather coat. These guys all hang out menacingly. Was there anything I could play? No, I didn't have the resources. Upkeep into a knife. 2 resources. All right. We are at 2 + 2 is 4 of 8. Doom. Obscuring fog. This location gets +2 shroud. That is not going to matter. Do I seen this crime? If I seen this crime, I will still want to heal to get the once a time. So if I seen this crime, shoot this guy, heal. Then next round I'll be at 5 of 8. 1. I need to make sure I have enough actions. And I'm not sure I will. I'm not sure I will if I seen this crime. So maybe I'll let these clues go. Kill this guy. Do the heal, because I'm trying to accomplish the once a game. There's no once a game at the graveyard. There might be in these locations. I just need to start moving there. I guess I'm purposely underplaying in terms of advancing the scenario to go for the achievement. That's what achievements are for, right? Right. Maybe I move first. Take a hit on the leather coat and then defeat him to play it back. Or I do it with the red glove man. If I kill him... No, I want to do the heal first. 1. You know what? I'm going to use this location first to heal 3 damage, which triggers an attack of opportunity, so he does a damage. And now I heal it. Yes, we're playing substandard to get these achievements. My wife liked that. She's laughing in the background. Now, I want to see what's in this next location. We're going to move. He hits us again, which will go on the leather coat. I'm just going to drag this around. We're playing String Along, 2017 style. 4 Shroud, 2 Clues, Victory 1. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a tome or spell card. Add to your hand, shuffle your deck. Not something I'm going to do. Not a once per game. So I don't care about this. But I would care about the victory points. So, I think here we kill the guy. And then look what I found next turn. Or at least try to. Yes. So we're going to try to kill this guy here. So we're at 4. I don't want to shoot him. 4 against 3. Commit the knife makes it 5 on 3. That's most of the bag. Yeah, we'll commit this knife to make it 5 on 3. Well, that didn't work. All right. Is what it is. He hits me for a damage. I guess I will play Scene of the Crime next time after all. All right. Upkeep. We upkeep into an evidence. Mythos. We are at 3 + 2 is 5 doom. Hunting Shadow. Spend a clue or take 2 damage. Guess we're taking 2 damage. All right. Well, now, since the game has dictated it, we're going to play Scene of the Crime. Since there's an enemy here, to get both clues and the victory point. Now we're going to kill this guy, hopefully. I don't have a commit. Do I shoot him? Yeah. Yeah, I think I do. just to be free of this madness. Or do I try to evade him? 3-on-1? No. I might as well. No, we're going to shoot this man. 6-on-3. -1. Gone. And I'll use my reaction to play the leather coat. Okay. And we're going to move. North side. 2 shroud, 1 clue. Move to any Arkham location, limit once per game. I'm going to be using that to move right here. To get the once per games. All right, fine. No enemies. We upkeep into and on the hunt. And on the hunt, Mythos. Whoop. 6 of 8 Doom. I don't have quite enough to kill the guy this round. What's the worst that could happen? Frankly, draw a cultist. So I don't want to play on the hunt, because I probably would. Or a night gone. All right, give us a thing. Masked horrors. This is the one I was talking about. If you have 2 or more clues, you take 2 horror. Otherwise, doom on the agenda. Thankfully, I have 2 clues, so this just destroys my teddy bear. All right. We're going for the achievement. We're going to use this ability, limit once per game, to move 1 location away into downtown. 3 shroud, 1 clue. You can spend action to gain 3 resources, limit once per game. So if I do this, then I will admit that achievement. But first, what I would like to do is kill this guy, so I get a couple extra rounds. He's aloof. 3 health. I can't kill him this round, because that was an action. But I can at least get him mostly. I should have played Bury Him Deep when I killed the other one. Well, we'll do it on this one, because he's the one who's a pain. All right, we're going to spend an action to engage this guy. And we're going to shoot him. 6 against 3. That's a miss. That's a real problem. Okay. Maybe we're going to doom out next round. Well, let's see what happens. This guy hits me for 1 damage, which goes on my leather coat. We upkeep into a look what I found. I'll tell you what I found. Problems. We're at 5 + 2 is 7 of 8 doom. False lead. Test intellect 4 for each point you fail by. Place a clue in your location. If I manage to punch him 3 times, then I would pass this round. And I am low on fist commits. So do I just take the money and run? All right, we're going to say, because I did think about doing it, and then I just didn't do it for no good reason, that I was burying deep the previous guy. Give myself that slight replay boost. Well, let's test this. Whoa, what's happening? 2 against 4. I don't think it matters. Who against 4? +1. It would have mattered. So I drop a clue. Fine. We're going for the achievement. We're going to spend an action to get 3 resources. And we have now accomplished the tour of Arkham. Done all the limit once per games. Because the graveyard does not have one. As once per turn. And then we will resign. So we only got 2. Are we going to manage it in the final scenario? Probably not. Just to show the graveyard. It's 1 shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. After you enter, test willpower 3. If you fail, you must either take 2 horror or move to Rivertown. Fine. All right. Look, we're here for achievements. We got an achievement. Tour of Arkham. What else do we get? Let's see. We have resigned. So, no resolution was reached. Resolution 1. We interrogated the Masked Hunter and Ruth Turner, and the others all got away. Who were the ones who got away? Besides Herman Collins, we have Peter Warren, Billy Cooper, one of the new ones, and Victoria Devereaux. Peter, Victoria, Billy, Herman. They sound almost pleasant when you just refer to them only by their first names. And what else? Victory value of each card in the victory display. So we had 6. 2, 3, 4, and we did clear. Did we? Yeah, 2 victory locations. All right, we got 6. This could be worse. All right, let's clean all this up and let's fly right into the Devourer below. Figure out what I'm going to do with my 6. I don't have high hopes for winning this, but we're going to give it our best shot. Let's throw all this into here. Let's pop all this all... Nope. Let's pop all this also into here. Reset the Doom check. Yeah. And let's place the Devourer below. Bong. All right. So I got 6 points. I had 1 left over. So what am I going to do with 7 points? Well, number 1, I need some means of getting past, if possible, the whole horde of cultists who are going to be in the main path. So that means either Dynamite Blast or Survival Instinct. How much health do these all have? 3, 3, 4, 4. Dynamite Blast will not clear the whole horde of them. I think what I want is 2 copies of Survival Instinct. And hope to get one and hope to nail the evade. And then with my other 3 points, I think what I take is a will to survive. Our chances are not terrific, but if the cards fall right, maybe, just maybe. We're going to take the original version because we are playing like it's 2017. Survival Instinct. Okay. All right, and what am I going to get rid of? We're just going to reset all this. What's not helpful here? I could drop the knives. I will still need clue tech. I already dropped one Madame Labranche. I do think it's still helpful to have at least one, along with the Red Glove Man, who did not get played last time. That just didn't have the resources. That's fine. Flashlights are useful here because there are locations that are Shroud 2 when you investigate with who knows what. Like the agility one, the willpower one. I think what I drop. Maybe the overpowers. No, they're going to be chunky enemies as well, depending. I'm going to drop one. I'm going to drop one stunning blow. One knife. And one cherished keepsake. Yeah. All right. That's what I'll try. We will see how it goes. Again, I'm not really going for an achievement here. I don't expect to win. If I do, hey, great. But let's find out. Let's see what happens. Okay, but we do have to set this up. So, main path. Let's get that centered. This helper's Midnight Masks. That's not helpful. We got 10 Arkham Woods locations. Since return adds a bunch, we've shuffled them up. We're going to put 4 into play. And put the rest away. We have to pick randomly one of the Ancients the Asians one set. I'm shuffling them up. I'm going to shuffle it in here. Don't know what we got. This is not the right box. This is the box. This has a Mordoth, the unique cultist ritual site, which I'll put here. Put a Mordoth here. We've got, nope. Wait, no, what's going on there? All right, we got this, which is a thing that will flip. If a Mordoth shows up, we have to add an Elder thing. Let's do that. Come on. There we go. All right, let's get rid of this. Put this here. The Devourer below. Skulls -X, number of monster enemies in play. Cultist -2, put a doom on the nearest enemy. Tablets -3, if there's a monster at your location, take a damage. Squids -5, if there's an ancient one in play, reveal another token. If there's an ancient one in play, we're hosed. Anything else? Yes, because 4 names got away, we start with 2 doom on the agenda, because why wouldn't we? Okay, here we go. Let's see how it goes. Automatic, keepsake, survival instinct. I don't know if we're going to be able to hang on to it the whole time, but we'll try. Guts. What I found. I think I might keep all of this. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. All right, main path. 2 Shroud, no clues. You can spend an action to resign. Let's start. We're going to spend 4 to play this automatic. We're going to play this cherished keepsake. Got my teddy bear, my gun. We're going to move. Let's pick one of these. Let's pick this one. What do we got? 2 Shroud, 1 clue. At reveal a chaos token while investigating, you reveal and resolve a second one. Well, all right. I'm planning to look what I found this, so okay. The lakeside. All right. No enemies. We upkeep into and on the hunt. The time to play that is when I have evidence or scene of the crime in hand. 3 of 4 Doom. Let's make sure that's shuffled. What do we get? A Disciple of the Devourer. So I don't have a clue, so it gets a Doom. Farthest location. Let's put him here. At least it doesn't matter. It's going to advance anyway. So we are going to investigate. So we pulled 2 tokens. So we were what? 2 against 2. So we fail by 1. We'll spend 2 resources to play Look What I Found and get this clue. Then I want to be in the main path when the agenda advances. Kill the Doom enemy quickly. So we're going to draw a card into the crime. And then we're going to move back to the main path. All right. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep into a stunning blow. That could be important. Mythos. All right, 4 of 5, so this resets. Shuffle the discard pile. There is none. Discard cards on the top till the monster's discarded. Spawn at the main path. Put a Doom on the enemy. What do we get? Nope. Yup. Acolyte of Immortoth. And Agenda 2, one of the most hateful times in all of Arkham in Return to the Devourer Below. Every enemy gets +1 fight and +1 evade. So this guy's 4 fight, 3 evade. And I draw an encounter card. A Mask of Immortoth. Attached to the farthest cultist enemy and put a Doom on them. So this guy is once again, it's the same damn guy who I couldn't kill last time with a Doom on him. He's aloof. Welp! A fun time will be had by all. Let's see if I can't kill this guy. He's fight 4. So with my automatic, I'm shooting at 6 on 4. Skull is -1. The cultist is not a monster. Do I stunning blow him? Do I keep that? Do I on the hunt? No, we're just going to try to shoot him. 6 on 4. -2 is a pass. We do 2 damage. I could shoot him and commit, say, on the hunt and stunning blow, so that I'm again 6 on 4. Man, this guy's going to take a lot of turns. No, I am gonna shoot this guy again. 6 on 4. -1 is a pass. So this guy at least is defeated. Now I'm gonna move where this guy is. He's aloof, so he doesn't engage right away. 4 shroud, 1 clue. Unhallowed ground, test willpower 4. If you fail, take a damage in a horror. Sure. I'm not gonna guts this. I'm saving guts for like willpower 3 treacheries. Damage in a horror is fine. So we're testing 3 on 4. Yeah, we weren't going to pass anyway. We'll put a horror on the keepsake and a damage on Yorick. All right. Enemies don't do anything. We upkeep into... Vicious blow. Kind of perfect. Will we keep it? Let's find out. We're at 1 + 1 is 2 out of 5 Doom. Ancient Evils. We are at 3 of 5 Doom. Let's kill this guy. First, we're going to play Scene of the Crime. so that we get this clue. Second, we're going to engage this guy. And third, we are going to shoot him. We're testing 6 against 4. We'll commit vicious blow to make it 7 against 4. Yep. 7 on 4. -1 is a pass. We do 3 damage. He is defeated. Anything in here I could play? I didn't even look. No, no assets are in there yet. Okay. Well, trucking along. We upkeep into a flashlight. We're at 3 of 5 Doom on the second agenda. Mordos Wrath. Willpower 5. Reach a point you fail by. Choose and discard a card from your hand or take a damage in a horror. This I'm gonna guts. Just to reduce how much I lose. So we're testing 5 against 5. Or we pass. And draw a card. Sure, I'll take it. I mean, we move twice. We open another location, since we need 3 clues to advance. 2 shroud, 1 clue. Investigated using agility. I'm also going to move it down here because it connects. I'll just put this one here. Yeah, that's fine. Huh. Okay. I don't have enough to play Flashlight yet, but Flashlight will get me this clue. Do I take a resource? Drawing a card might backfire on me. Ghouls. I'm going to take a resource. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. Another vicious blow. We're at 4 of 5 Doom. I don't want to try to get past all the cultists this round, because they'll all have +1 evade. Maybe next round. What do we get? Mordos Hunger. Discard a card at random from their hand. Have none? Killed. Is it the Flashlight? Nope, it's Stunning Blow. Okay. Well, all right, let's get this clue. Play the Flashlight. We're going to investigate using it. We're testing 3 against 0. Didn't even need the Flashlight. Get this clue. Is there any reason not to advance right now? I guess I can move back to the main path, right? Then I can advance next round. Hopefully, Survival Instinct evade and scoot into the ritual site. Sitting around waiting gets you killed in this scenario. I have 1 bullet left. I have a vicious blow. Yeah. Oops. We are going to move back. Whoa. The main path. We're going to wait to advance until next round. Okay. All right. There are no enemies. We upkeep into an overpower. Mythos. 5. Now. It says willpower 6. If you fail, get a random basic madness weakness added to your hand. This is why I still have the weaknesses. Where are they? From the card pool over here. I'm going to shuffle and pull from the top until I get a weakness. Madness weakness. Unless I pass. But I can't. Even with an Elder Sign, I fail. And I don't have a commit. It's fine. Wasn't expecting to pass this. 3 on 6. Skull is 0. What do we get? Drawing the sign. My maximum hand size is now 3. Heh. I didn't realize that it reads this. That's pretty cool. All right. Fortunately, this is happening at the beginning of the round, excuse me. So I don't lose this right away. I don't lose cards right away. All right, Agenda 3. 5 Doom Track. Enemies are no longer buffed. Let's see what we get. Disciple of the Devourer. Oh, it gets one of my clues. Ah! And a Doom. I can't advance yet. I need to go get this clue back. Dang it. I might as well put it here. I can at least flashlight it back. That's pretty funny. Maybe I should have used this. I mean, whatever. I'm not sure I care about this or have time to deal with it. We're going to move. We're going to punch this guy with overpower. So I'm testing 6 against 3. +1's a pass. He's defeated. I draw a card. Red Glove Man. Okay, we're going to investigate using the flashlight. 3 on 0. Cultist -2. Put a Doom in the nearest enemy. There isn't one. So I get my clue back. Oh, I guess I didn't reduce it. And now, before I draw another one of those bozos, I am going to spend these clues. We'll put the ritual site in play, and we'll throw all the cultists onto the main path. That was an error. That was a play error. And if that means I lose, then that means I lose. All right. Whatever. But none of them hunt. They're just all hanging out. We upkeep. And now we discard 3 cards. So I'll discard the leather coat. I'll discard the leather coats and the on the hunts. Mythos, we're 1 of 5. A young deep one. I take a horror which defeats this. So I could play the Red Glove Man. I could move. Red Glove Man takes... Oh, yeah, actually. It'll at least save 1 round. If I move here, if I nail the Survival Instinct that also evades the Young Deep one, I scoot in here. Then I have to fight whatever enemy spawns there, which I might be able to do. Maybe I don't use the Red Glove Man. Let's see. If I move, damage and a horror, evade. So I'd be testing 3, 5 against one of these that has evasion 2. Does cover most of the bag. If I fail, then I'm just bodied. But there is really something to be said for Red Glove Man for getting clues on the act, but I don't have quite enough to get them all. What do I have in here? Cherish keepsake, leather coat. Yeah, 5 on 2. Most of the bag. The alternative is to play Red Glove Man, boost my agility. Then he takes this hit. Then I evade using this and I'm testing 8 on 2 and covers everything except the auto fail. And then I can use him to fight whatever shows up. But then I don't have him for getting clues or spending clues. Unless and until an enemy shows up. Well, this guy will hunt in. So I could get the Red Glove Man back then. You know what? I am going to play the Red Glove Man. Okay. Fast. All right. So we're going to move. Red Glove Man takes a damage and a horror. Oh, and Red Glove Man, I will pick my agility and my combat. Right. So we move to the center. All these bozos engage me. We are going to evade with survival instinct. And we're going to evade who? Yeah, one of the evade 2s. Let's say Billy Cooper. So we are testing 8 against 2. That is Arkham Horror, the card game, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. 'Twas not to be. So I think that's probably it. I might draw my second one on my upkeep. You know what? We're going to damage do they all do? 2 damage, 3, 4, 5 damage and a horror. Yeah. That's funny. We're gonna shoot this guy. So we're testing 8 on 3. And yeah, we're gonna commit vicious blow. Let's see if we can't get killed by the treachery that kills you if you have no cards in hand. 9 on 3. -1. So this guy is defeated. And because we defeated a monster in his location, Billy Cooper goes to the victory display. All right, 1 damage, 2, so 3 damage and a horror. So that defeats the Red Glove Man. That's really, really funny. Okay. We upkeep. Damn LaBranche. Just in time to watch us fail. Mythos, Rotting Remains. Is this gonna kill us? Willpower 3. 3 on 3. That's actually a pass. None of these guys are monsters. Sure. I got nothing. I don't even have a weapon in here. All right, you know what we're gonna do? This is profoundly dumb. We're gonna play Madame LaBranche, so we take 3 damage and a horror. I'm gonna use her to draw a card. The scene of the crime. I am diagnosing my own murder at the hands of these cultists. I mean, yeah, we're toast. Evade, move, damage and horror. I get pummeled by the enemy that shows up in the ritual site. Let's I don't know. Let's punch Peter Warren. We're a 4-on-2. Makes us feel good. +1, we do a damage. Let's punch him again. 4 against 2. Come on. +1. Where were those +1s when we needed them? All right. 3 damage and a horror. So 1 on Madame Lebranche and 2 on Madame Lebranche. No, I'll put 1 on her and 2 on Yorick. And we upkeep into an evidence. We found the evidence of our own demise. 3 of 5 doom. Mortis Hunger. Discard a card at random from their hand. Heal 1 damage from each enemy in play. Peter heals. We discard an evidence. Ugh, my goodness. That's really, really funny. All right, we're going to punch Peter Warren, and I'll commit this scene of the crime. So we're testing 5 against 2. We don't even hit him. What has happened here? Oh my goodness. This 4 goes back in the chaos bag. That's funny. We use Madame Lebranche to draw a card. We have found more evidence of our own demise. All right, that's it. We're done. We're going to punch this man again. 4-on-2. Elder Sign. Elder Sign. We can get a card back. We're going to get Survival Instinct. Are we? I guess. There isn't enough time to accomplish what we would need to accomplish. But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to evade with Survival Instinct. We're going to evade Victoria. We're testing 5 against 2. If only that had happened the first time around. Whoops. These are all evaded. Oh my goodness. And we scoot into the ritual site. Hey, we got to Act 3. We shuffle the encounter discard. We discard till we get an enemy, and we spawn it with us. Nope. 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 Disciple of the Devourer. Which I think makes us advance, right? Because it says to spawn it. And the way this is worded, spawn each discarded enemy at the ritual site. After you spawn him, you put doom or clues. It's not even when you draw him. It's straight up when he spawns. So he gets a doom, and Umordoth will appear as a result. Enemies. He hits for damage. We'll put Yorick at right there. We upkeep into a flashlight. We will shine the light on our demise. This advances. Vengeance awaits. Umordoth has spawned. There was 1 act left. With the return, he is even stronger. And I don't have Lita Chandler to throw to him. So, this is where we die. Oh, and we draw a Mythos. We draw a card. Mordos Wrath. This might kill us. Let's see if we can die to a Mordos Wrath. We're testing 3 against 5. We failed by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're dead. All right. That's it. It was fun regardless. That was one of the most hilarious autofails I've had in a long time. We were all defeated. Too frightened to face her fate, Lita flees into the night. She has been around since the very beginning. She realizes she has failed, and New Mordor's vengeance will pursue her wherever she goes. The creature's tendrils spread throughout the city of Arkham, searching for her. It lurks in the darkness of every corner, tugging at the seams of reality, but Lita is nowhere to be found. So the creature dwells in the shadows to this day, searching and killing. Arkham succumbed to a Mordor's terrible vengeance. We are killed, and we lose. That is fine. We still got 2 achievements that I wanted. Next time, I have some ideas. They involve actually winning the campaign, maybe. But we'll see who I pick, and we will pick it up then. So thank you to everyone who may watch this and enjoy. This was hilarious. I'm looking forward to doing more of this. Until next time, take it easy, everyone.